Do you want to grow as a grower? Are you tired of being put to sleep by your educational growcasts? Are you tired of hearing about products you don't fucking want and can't afford? Are you tired of being told how you should grow? Hi, I'm Johnny Apple, and joining me is everyone's favorite amphibian, the Reverend Pirate Frog. Join us as we sift through the bullshit on the internet and try to get better as growers. This is your average grow.
Hey, dude.
Hey, man, what's up?
I got a review for us. Let's hope this one goes slightly better. All right, guys. I love the first 2 episodes. Johnny, could you please talk more and shut that motherfucker Reverend up? Thank you, Zangief. You know what? If it's so fucking easy, Johnny, why don't you fucking do
it? With pleasure. So, I have the perfect subject. So, Autoflower is based around the idea that it's going to be grandma's way to grow weed, right? Like, everyone talks about it being so easy, and this is how we can introduce to get grandma her medicine, and it's the way to go. Dude, I don't find that to be the case at all. I just simply don't think autoflowers are easy enough for grandma to throw out in the fucking porch and grow her medicine.
Yeah, but have you seen how intense grandmas take growing tomatoes? All it takes is a little bit of research. And if they're doing it outdoors organically, it's really hard to mess up.
But they're so damn finicky. You know what I mean? Like they're finicky as all hell. So the grandma does one little thing. She gave it too much fucking chicken manure, and the goddamn thing flowers, and now she doesn't have the medicine she was relying on.
Okay, I agree with you, actually, because she could just run photos outdoors. If we're just doing everything outdoors, she should just run photos, because that's the way it should be anyway. Right?
But now, so here's the conundrum, because this is the same conundrum that everybody has. I'm on the Northeast. In the Northeast, it gets really cold at harvest time. Okay, Croptober is like cold. So growing photos like to fruition. Yeah.
I was just like, why don't you just grow it outside in October or December? I don't know what's wrong.
I mean, that's what I was thinking too. Like, man, I know I can throw some autoflowers outside and probably be pretty successful, because if I plant them in May indoors for a couple of weeks, get them easy enough to transition to the outdoor heat in whatever June-ish, I'll be able to have that finished long before powdery mildew and stuff is a concern. But I know how to grow. I know how to baby it. I have equipment to baby an autoflower for the first couple of weeks of its life. Grandma necessarily like I have that autoflower 4x4. I have a 3x3 bed of soil, and I didn't nail it. And these things are going to be smaller than what I would have liked to have enough medicine.
Well, yeah, but you want a perfect scenario, right? She still, no matter what she does, short of killing it, is going to get some kind of medicine, right? Unless something traumatic goes wrong, you know? So you're still going to get flower from all of the medicine in your tent right now, right? It's just not the amount that you want. Yeah, okay. Well, then that's something you have to plan ahead of then, right? Like if you have if your grandmother is expecting a pound every 2 months, you're going to have to sit down with grandmother and explain to her how things work. But I would hope she would know she's outlived you. Or live longer, not outlived you. You'll outlive her, hopefully.
No, but what I'm saying is it's more of an introduction to a different dynamic of people. I want to, like the stigma of it. Like that was the kind of, like, if we're going to tell people this is the way into cannabis, they're going to have some sort of expectations. Like, granted, most people are going to be happy with whatever they grow, right? They're going to be super thrilled. Their first plant, especially if we're talking like on grandma level, she's going to be happy no matter what. Am I right?
So, I don't know. My grandmother was an excellent gardener, so she would probably be devastated if it sucked. But to each
right, and autoflowers can be that finicky, and it could just suck. Like they could just feel like,
they're not that hard if you grow organically. And if you grow in a big enough pot, they're not that hard. It's, my God, it's a fucking weed. It's not hard.
Yeah,
You
but
just want
what
optimal. Like, we all
ex-
want the best. At bare minimum, they're going to get something that helps. Just maybe if they
but
like it, they'll learn more
my
about it.
point
But
no, my point goes beyond that though. Like, yeah, ideally it's not for me because it's like if I can't nail it, then why would I do that? But I'm just saying, like, if that's what we're gonna preach and it's gonna set expectations high, because that's what the community does. It seems to put this stigma out there that autoflowers are the transition from a group of stoners or a group of fucking potheads into like treating it medicinally like it can be. And if we use something that's difficult to grow and sets high expectations and
it's not
doesn't
difficult
deliver,
to grow. It's not difficult to grow. If I
it
can
is
do
a
it,
lot
anybody
more,
can do it.
it's less forgiving.
It is less forgiving, but it's
So
not
I mean,
difficult.
but is it the idea that, man, it's just it goes back to that stigma. Like, why push something if it's not necessarily going to be the case? There's got to be a better way to get people to understand, like, this is like tobacco. I've sat here during the course of the night having a conversation with you. I've burned through 3 J's, and you can barely tell other than the fact I'm rambling. So, like,
Yeah.
if it, and now had I not done that, I'd be miserable. I'd be moody. I'd be on edge. So, like, I understand the benefits that cannabis does have, and I just feel like if we're setting them up for failure.
Well, okay, hold on. Before we continue, let's address something. All of the medicinal properties of marijuana are great. We're not saying that they either grow or don't grow at all. Let's take that away from it. You want to talk about whether or not you would first introduce a beginner grower with an autoflower or photo period, right? Is that the basis of what you want to talk about?
I mean, essentially, yeah.
And your
Like,
argument is, because I can tell you my argument very simply. I like the quickness that you can get autoflowers, and I think it's the best way to get it into people's hands quickly. But that expects of me, and my expectations of other people is them to do the basic amount of research. I cannot expect them to just plant. I mean, it would be foolish of them, but whatever. People are still going to be fools. However,
you're talking to a fool because that's exactly what I do.
Hold on. I am also a fundamentalist in a lot of ways, and I think that if you're going to grow marijuana, you should do photo periods because you should always learn every aspect that you can, right? And you should start with the way it's been done for hundreds of years, right? Like the forefathers before you. But that's just my silly fundamental logic. That doesn't mean people should have to do it. But I think I don't think autoflowers are hard, and I think that you scare people when you say that they can be difficult or finicky. If you grow
absolutely are.
If you grow organically, it can be done really easily. If I can do it, anybody can do it. It's as simple as that.
But is it because I feel like I have the most amazing genetics in my tent right now with autoflowers, with Elabrije genetics. He's a fantastic breeder, and absolutely. I'm not crushing it, and I'm giving it what I seemingly have perfect conditions. I mean, I've set this up, and they're not what I would expect from his genetics, and it has to be something that I've done, and I have experience growing. Like, I'm not a noob. I'm a noob, but I'm not a total noob. I've grown a plant or two, so they can be finicky. I'm not trying to scare anybody. I'm saying that the recovery on them might not be there. Like, with a photo period, you have a better chance of recovering, like, before flower and getting things
absolutely.
dialed in.
You will make mistakes. I'm not arguing one way or the other. I don't have a dog in the fight. I just don't think. I think if you do any amount of research at all, and grow organically. It's super simple. The issue that I think you're having is a separate issue that we're going to talk about later in your bed. I think you did too much. And I think that's because you were overthinking it, doing too much research.
We can absolutely address that on another topic.
But that I think you're too far in your head, so you think of it as a lot finickier. But I think when we talk later, I'll explain it. But I think either way people want to grow, that's the right way.
I don't think I can argue because I want it to be the case. Like, I know my first 4 autoflowers that I grew 4 all at one time. And they all turned out, I don't know, maybe 2 ounces each. I don't think I weighed them after because I got sick of trimming. I was already bored after my first harvest.
Jesus.
And
your patience levels are astounding.
They're 0.
You should be consider becoming a Buddhist monk.
Yeah, absolutely not, dude. My skin would crawl. You know what it's like? You know what it's like for a person with ADD to go to sleep?
Yep.
It's fucking miserable. Thank God for edibles.
Yeah, for many reasons. But yeah, sorry. I understand.
No,
what you're
but
saying.
they turned out good, and I had no idea what I was doing. I was doing all sorts of crazy things with everything I was absorbing on the internet because, as you know, I'm the guy that just fucking dives in and says I'll figure it out as I go. Everything I was absolving so much on the internet and trying to like be perfect, and I still got a couple ounces. So you're right. I don't have an argument to say like it's not the way. It could be the way. It could be simpler to understand. Like you set it to 18 and 6, and you grow the fucking plant.
Yeah, I think you don't have to worry about light leaks. I think people get excited about trying different strains quickly. I think the turnaround is pleasant. Like I think it's an added benefit. It's still a while and a commitment, and you can do photos in like pretty much the same time frame. But I like them. It's a lot less stress on me at my home because we use like photos for research at work a lot, and I don't know, it's something new and fun. I like it.
I mean,
to try new
stuff.
I
absolutely love that about them. They are fun, and it's like planting from seed gives you such a variety. Absolutely, and that's what I do like about it because I can fill a 4x4 with clone cuts. I know how to scrog, and I can have a lot of medicine. But then I got a lot of one strain. It gets boring. So
also,
I like
one strain, one medicine. It's good to have if you need. Like I always have broadleaf stashed away because you need it for pain relief or sleeping. But it's really nice to be able to mix it up, man. Sometimes you're like, I feel like writing, and this just happens to be really good for writing. Or I really want to play volleyball. Like this is my good exercise one.
Yeah, I mean, that's where autoflowers are a problem for me. Like right now, I've got the gift of gab. I feel like I can talk for hours smoking this bubblegum queen, and I only have so much of it.
Listen, the more you talk, the less I have to.
Well, that's why I'm leading this episode.
Exactly.
Who's the star of this show, Padre?
Apparently, every fucking review, it's you. Don't worry, I'm remembering. I'm just kidding.
Thank God.
It's the Apple show. I know. Every message I get is, "Hey, what's Johnny up to?" Like, "Hey, man, I have feelings."
If we're being honest, every message I get is like, "Dude, I could listen to Padre for hours. His voice is so smoothing."
Smoothing? What did he say? Smoothing?
Did I say smoothing? I think I meant to say soothing.
Yeah, my voice is
It could
so
just be
smoothing.
It could be my northeastern accent.
What do they call that? Nor'easters? Nor'easters?
Dude, I'm basically in Canada.
Yeah, you are. Well, I'm basically in Mexico. I was thinking about that the other day. We are like at the direct polar opposites, at the far extremes of our great country.
Isn't it great? That's what makes us great.
Like 35 miles from Mexico, 40 miles from Mexico.
This east and west like love for one another, just like how much frogs love apples.
Yeah, notorious. It's about 90% of their diet.
it's about 90% of mine too.
That's disgusting.
All right, everybody.
That can't be good for her.
I don't know a better way to end an episode than how much frogs love apples. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
See you guys.
Peace.